Iram di ira hanaina ora sa la aima ya wete irga yie ira en eg Ælis ta ai waika. I welcome you to the 16th video in the tutorial series of the Ælis language. Previously, we spoke about how different parts of speech are inherently structured. The previous video was necessary to be able to cover today's topic, so I would like to recommend you to watch that video if you haven't already. Today, we'll go over a particle that lets the speaker manipulate the default structure a bit. This particle is the separator, ta. As the name suggests, the particle is used to separate different parts of speech from one another. But before we can have a closer look at why that makes sense, first we should talk about a thing that is called the Asyndetic nature of the Ælis language. Do not be startled. I don't expect you to know what that means. If we make a list of 3 or more things, then the basic setting for many languages, including English, is to put the conjunction word and before the last item. For example, I would like you to bring milk, eggs, and sugar. Or another one, this t-shirt is available in green, blue, and yellow. Now, the asyndeton is a figure of speech that was already used by the ancient Greek rhetoricians to enhance an argument, where the conjunction word and is omitted. It is still a popular tool today. It doesn't take a lot of imagination to hear a politician say, solidarity, equality, prosperity. Or perhaps, our past, our present, our future. The opposite is the polysyndeton, where the conjunction and is used more often than we usually would. For example, both yesterday and today and tomorrow. Or also, and your brothers, and your sisters, and your parents, and your children. But while these mechanisms are figures of speech in the English language, Ælis has an asyndetic nature. This means that the asyndeton is the default setting in Ælis, or simply that Ælis does not have a word for the conjunction and. Let's look at an example. Ha enem koreua ya aima ya nire ema. This sentence contains a topic, vision of dog, a patient, me, and another patient, a girl named Emma. Whenever one and the same function marker appears more than once in a sentence, this happens. A vision of dog is given to me and to Emma, or simply, Emma and I see the dog. We can play with the word order for subtle differences. Ia aima ha enem koreua ia nire Emma. I see the dog, Emma sees it too. Keep this in mind, because we haven't said anything so far about the protagonist of this video, the separator, ta. Let's add another word to our previous sentence. Ha enem koreua ha em kore mi ia aima ia nire Emma. We have seeing the dog, hearing the cat, the patient, me, and the patient, Emma. The sentence means as much as Emma and I see the dog and hear the cat. Because Ælis doesn't have a fixed word order, the 4 words can be arranged in any possible way. Also, this sentence, ia nire Emma ha enem koreua ia aima ha em kore mi, still means Emma and I see the dog and we hear the cat. But here is where it gets interesting. If we now place a separator, ta, in this location right here, we're going to split the sentence into 2 smaller ones. So, ia nire Emma ha enem koreua ta ia aima ha em kore mi means Emma sees the dog, I hear the cat. On the sentence level, the separator is used to end one sentence and begin a new, unrelated one. We can do interesting things with this. Suppose we take away the topic in the second sentence. We then get an utterance that means Emma sees the dog and I am doing something else. Now, why would we use this phrase if not for emphasizing that I do not see the dog? This is how we can use the separator for negation. Emma sees the dog, but I don't. Let's take things a step further. If we now decide to play around with the word order, even though we don't change the actual content of the sentence, we do shift the emphasis a bit. For example, if we put Aima in front, then I will draw the focus of the sentence. We therefore get an utterance that can be understood as, whatever I am doing, it is not seeing the dog like Emma does, or simply, I don't notice that Emma sees the dog. So that is what the separator can do for you on the sentence level. But its use is not restricted to that. It can also appear within words themselves. Let's get back to our stepladder principle. Remember what we said about that? Well, if the separator ta is placed in the middle of a word, it functions kind of like a reset button, after which the hierarchy of the sentence will be the same as the preceding cluster. This way, two or more parts of hierarchical ladders can appear within the same agent, topic, patient, or modifier. A few videos ago, when we spoke about the characteristic, I told you that the characteristic usually follows the noun it refers to, but that there was also a way to let it precede the noun. The separator particle is the key. If we take the word apart and infix the particle ta, we can flip the word order without changing the meaning. Akiraan ta koremi still means a large cat. However, we do again shift the emphasis from a cat which is large to something large which is the cat. Let's use another example, something bigger this time. As the first sentence of the video, you heard me say this. Iramdi ira hanaina orasa la aima iawete irga ie ira en eg Ælis ta aiwaika. By now, we know what the top line means. Desirably, the best situations are given, exclamation, yay, from me to you. But what we want to focus on is the bottom word. Irga ie ira en eg Ælis ta aiwaika. Ir means that I wish you the best in a certain context. This context is gai, which means something along the lines of an item, an instance, an example, a theme, and so on. This item is purposeful. The purpose is ira, much cognition, or simply intelligence. Ira means to have intelligence as a purpose, or simply to learn. And a learning topic, in turn, means a lesson. An makes the cognition visual, which means it's not just any type of lesson, but a video tutorial. Our next root is a characteristic, followed by Ælis, the Ælis language. So our context is an Ælis video tutorial. Then there is the separator ta, followed by another characteristic and aiwaika, the number 16. So this word has three lexical components: the video tutorial, the Ælis language, and the ordinal number 16th. Without the separator ta in between, the underlying hierarchic structure of Ælis would imply that we're speaking about the 16th Ælis, but that doesn't make any sense. By use of our separator ta, however, the structure of the sentence is reset at that point, and the cluster aiwaika refers back to the beginning. This makes sense because we're talking about the 16th tutorial and not the 16th Ælis language. So the separator ta enables the two adjectives to refer to the same base noun instead of to each other. Welcome to the 16th Ælis tutorial. At this point in time, I wish to congratulate you. This tutorial concludes the basics of the Ælis grammar. But don't despair. There is still so much uncovered territory, so we have a lot of lessons ahead of us. Are you as excited as I am? Stay around for a while and discover a lot more.